been a minute since I've been on here, and also I've been a little bit absent from Instagram, but I do have good reason. My husband and I have had some major kind of life changes going on behind the scenes, two very big changes, one of them being that we have moved. So I come to you from our new living room, which is not really decorated at all. So you are just seeing the wall behind me. But we are now in the Charlotte area. We moved from Cleveland. We were there in Cleveland for about a year and a half. We moved in the thick of the pandemic when it just started. And very quickly after we arrived, we realized it was just not a good fit for my husband, for his job, and the city itself was not a good fit for us. So pretty quickly after landing there, we were looking for places to go. We didn't want a really large city because they're just so cost prohibitive. We wanted something that was a little bit more manageable. That ended up being Charlotte, which so far has been a great fit. We got really lucky. We were in a rental before, which was nice because we didn't have to worry about selling a house and buying a house. We just moved in, had a great landlord. But this space was, not what we would have liked to have had. When you're in a rental, I don't know. Sometimes I feel in some of my other rentals, I felt more motivated to decorate. In that rental, I did not. It was quite dark. My mother-in-law called it depressing. So it was just kind of a place that we inhabited until we were, ready to move on. And thankfully, even with this crazy housing market, we got lucky. We found a house after some sweating. We got through the whole closing process, and now we're kind of in the thick of repairs, as most people have to do when they move in. I would love to, already have it decorated and, not Instagram worthy, but something that's pulled together, because I think beautiful spaces are so good for just your mental well-being. My husband and I feel very similarly about that. And so we kind of have a vision, but right now we are focused on the actual repairs that have to be done, structural repairs, and there's gutters and all this kind of thing. So right now I am what my friend calls a domestic engineer, and I am the house manager since I do work from home. So that is kind of just taken up a lot of my time from packing and, kind of going through the house buying process and then the moving. And we got quite delayed in our moving. Thankfully, we had good weather, but we just kept getting pushed back and pushed back. And by the time we got in here, we arrived at the house on December 22nd with an air mattress, a set of sheets, and a set of towels that my husband had actually brought down when he came to close on the house. We had our floors refinished, so he came to close and then, kind of oversee that project. And thankfully he did, because we had the dog with us, we had the cat. The cat's never really traveled before, so she spent all day in the car the day before. So we just all camped out together in one room. The next day the movers came, but because they came so late, they could not really do anything. So thankfully we got a mattress from them and camped out a second night on the mattress. And then by the time we actually unloaded, it was the 24th of December. So that took up the whole day. And then we decided for Christmas to kind of push everything back a day so that we could have kind of like a traditional Christmas day. The Christmas traditions aren't really my husband's, so it's really important for me to kind of keep that going. I really love, having Christmas breakfast and, hanging out in our Christmas PJs and making dinner. So that was our first priority, was to unpack the kitchen completely and wash everything. And it's a lot of work. So we kind of pushed back Christmas. Our Christmas tree actually is off to the side here. It's still up because we literally put it up, I think it was on Christmas, and I want to enjoy it just a little bit longer while it's still kind of cold in Charlotte, and I can kind of still feel like it's winter, even though their winters are pretty mild and short compared to the Midwest. So we got unpacked pretty quickly, but that kind of took my attention away from creating content and just got my whole routine off. I mean, I love a good routine. I like having a schedule, and I'm still trying to get back to that. I'm still trying to kind of set myself up to make content in the house, even though it is a beautiful house. It's not really pulled together. You know, we haven't done any painting. I'm still trying to figure out lighting. So I am looking forward to the time when I kind of just have one spot that I could set up like I did before. And, you know, just really start getting back into the groove, because it just seems like it's taking a bit of time. I mean, we just got here, but, you know, I like to dive right in and get things done. I think that's the perfectionist side of me. So, you know, finished the move, got through that. And then the other thing that has been just taking a lot of attention is that we are expecting our first child around mid-May. And we have been on that process for, it's been over a year, because we went through IVF. First, I had a surgery to remove an endometrioma, which is it's an ovarian cyst that's caused by endometriosis. So had the endometrioma removed, was confirmed to have stage 4 endometriosis, which is the worst stage, but I'm very thankful that I do not have the symptoms that I think are pretty typical, or that, you know, kind of what you assume endometriosis has. I kind of learned that you could have stage 1 and have just horrible pain and symptoms, or you could be like me and have stage 4 and have nothing. I did have some pain when I was having a cyst burst, which that went on for a few years. I work with a naturopathic practitioner back in Indianapolis, where this first kind of started happening. And, you know, I'm on a supplement regimen, which has been very helpful. Had the endometrioma removed by our fertility doctor, and then started the IVF process. We went through 2 rounds. And thankfully, I had a friend who has been through the process many, many times. So I asked her a million questions, and I think it seems scarier than it is. I think at least for me, it was less physical, more mental and emotional. And I think that's probably part of the course for most people. Everyone reacts differently to the drugs. Those are not fun. Thankfully, my husband gave me almost all the shots, because I was not keen on giving myself shots, especially the ones that have to go in your back. Those are quite painful. So we did 2 rounds of IVF, and then decided to move on to a transfer, and got really lucky, and the first transfer took. And so we are expecting mid-May. And I never thought I'd do so much research. I spent hours doing research. We've known, you know, what's nice is that with IVF, like, you know, really, really, really early on that you're pregnant. We actually haven't bought anything for baby. It just seems like our focus has been, you know, getting my husband a job, getting through that, getting the house, moving. And so I'm starting to kind of do my research about what products I want to use, and, you know, what things I need, but that does also take up a lot of time, which I did not really expect. So haven't bought anything for baby, but that's kind of the next big thing to do. I would love to get the house kind of decorated and you know, so that I can share it on Instagram, but I think baby is gonna take up most of the budget for decorating, or what would be our decorating budget to get everything set up. So lots and lots going on. There are other things that are going on in the works that also take up, you know, our attention, but it's been a process. And so I'm really looking forward to just, you know, getting back to it, getting back to regularly, you know, putting out content here and also on Instagram and on my blog, because I really love having a creative outlet. I work for a nonprofit, but then on the side I do this, and I would love one day to be a full-time content creator. I love sharing brands that I find that, you know, align with my values. and that, you know, I just get really excited about. I love getting inspiration from other people's content. I love sharing, you know, my secondhand finds, because I'm a lover of fashion and also high fashion, but I can't and don't want to pay, well, can't pay and also don't want to pay for full price for, you know, designer items. But I just really love sharing that you can buy something secondhand that is like a very high-end designer for the same price as you could go to Target and buy a piece, but it's going to last you a lot longer, and it's such better quality. And so that's really just a big thing that I love to share, you know, to inspire people to shop secondhand. It's better for the earth, better for your wallet, and you can get some amazing pieces. So I hope that I can get back to inspiring people. Maybe, you know, what I produce, I hope is helpful in some way, gives people ideas. I know I definitely get ideas from other people's content, and they also inspire me a lot. So I hope that I can make more content for you in the future on a more consistent level. And I just look forward to interacting with you. Thanks so much for watching and listening to what's been going on in my life. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video.